Hey guys, you're watching this video because you want to review the present tense, and that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet and give you as many of the basics as I possibly can. So first in Spanish, we have our subject pronouns. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. And this is the base of the language. These are our subject pronouns. So in Spanish, we have three types of verbs. We have verbs that end in AR, which are most verbs, and verbs that end in ER, and verbs that end in IR. There we go. So all verbs are going to end in that. So what you're going to do, we're going to take a verb, for example, an AR verb. Let's go with hablar. That's the simple one. Hablar. Hablar, we're going to take off the AR and we're going to add the following endings. Yo hablo. Tú hablas. Él, ella, usted habla. Hablamos. Habláis. Hablan. With the ER verbs, let's go with comer. We'll take off the ER and we'll add como. Comes. Come. Comemos, comáis, and that may be spelled wrong. I don't know my vosotros forms apparently. I think that's right. Don't quote me on that though. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comen. The thing about vosotros is that it's really used in Spain, and if you're not in Spain, you don't use it, and my Spanish is Mexican, so I don't use Spain Spanish a whole lot. ER, let's go with escribir. We'll take off the IR, we'll add escribo. Escribes, escribe, escribimos, escribís, OS. Let's erase that so it's clear. Imos, escribís, escriben. So you see with the IR and ER verbs, they're almost the same except for the nosotros, vosotros forms. Those are different, but the rest of them are all the same. Cool. So we have the basics down. And these are the endings that you're going to use for most verbs. However, the present tense also has some exceptions. So let's go up here, home. I'm going to have to reconnect my keyboard for this. Give me a second here. Okay, new. Perfect. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do are what are called the yo, go, the verbs. And these are verbs that are exceptions only in the yo form, not in any other form, but only in the yo form. And here we find verbs like hacer, salir, poner. It's just an example. There are lots of other ones. So, yo hago. Yo salgo. Yo pongo. But all the other forms follow the rules. So, yo hago, but tú haces. Él hace, hacemos, etc. Just in the yo form, it's different. All the other verbs follow the same form. And there are some other verbs that have exceptions in the yo form as well. Not the go, but they do have exceptions. Saber is one of them. In the yo form, it's sé, yo sé. But all the other forms follow the same rules. Let's see, what else? Dar. In the yo form, it's doy. Yo doy, right? Conocer, which is to know. Conozco. And in these verbs here, all of the other forms follow the pattern except for the yo forms. You have to be careful with the yo form. And actually with conocer, any verb you see that ends in CER or CIR will have the ZCO in the yo form. So conducir, conduzco, traducir, traduzco. That's another one, right? So that's a pattern you guys can pick up on. So those are the yo-go verbs. Then we have some verbs that are just irregular period, and this is estar, ser, ir is another one, and these are just highly irregular. You have to memorize them. You don't have any choice here, right? So with estar, it's yo estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. Cool. My writing's a bit sloppy there, but ser, you guys know ser at this point. Yo soy, eres, es, somos, son. Ir, voy, vas, va, vamos, van. And you just have to memorize those because they're just different, right? They don't follow a clear pattern. And the other ones are stem-changing verbs. So in Spanish, we have three types of stem-changing verbs. We have E changes to IE, we have O changes to UE, and we have E changing to I. And E changed to IE will be like a preferir. Preferir, right? O changing to U will be volver. E changing to I will be vestir, right? So preferir would be yo prefiero. That E changes to IE. Tú vuelves. Él viste. So it's stem changing, but the ending still follows the pattern, right? What changes is the stem, not the ending. So you got to remember that. What changes the stem, not the ending. And normally in your book, when you come across a new stem changing verb, it'll say, for example, it'll have the verb here, and then in brackets, it'll have E, and it'll have 2 dots, IE, right? And that way you'll know it's stem changing. The thing about stem changing verbs is that, you guys remember this, they don't change. They're called the boot verbs. They do not change in the nosotros and vosotros forms. So we have prefieres, tú prefieres, but preferemos. No, it should be preferimos, no? So tú prefieres, nosotros preferimos, right? So you have to remember the nosotros and vosotros forms don't change. I'm not going to go over every single verb with you guys, but this is a basic overview of the present tense in Spanish. In the comments below, the first comment, you will see a whole bunch of links where you can go and practice these if you want to brush up your skills. And that's it.